Morning. Saturday morning, bright and early. Today we are going to lay the floor, the extension. We are up to this stage. That's where we are now. All our strapping tape's in. Put our insulation in soon. Rebecca went and got us a good deal on some polyester underfloor insulation. We got polyester because it's water resistant and it might be exposed out there for a little while, so we've got all this here. Comes in big rolls, 450 wide. You just roll it out, lay it on there, lay your floor over top. Pretty simple stuff. All the plumbing's in. But I'll walk around on here in my safety boots. So all the plumbing's in now. That's the original pipe that was sticking out of the ground. That runs straight back there to the boundary trap. Inspection point in case anything ever gets blocked. So we have an inspection point back there where you can run the sewer machine up or camera up. You've got one here. Now this diverts here. That's the main line that runs through into the laundry. Main line that runs right up through the ensuite. So it's pretty much one dead long straight line and a small kink there to go in. So nearly a perfect line. So low probability it'll get blocked. Bathroom over there, bath, wall hung basin, and the shower will be about here somewhere. That's why that elbow's there, that junction. Everything else is ready to go. I had to put on some extra bracing for the subfloor. So if you remember the way the shorefoot was set up, it was basically from the pole cap there was one bolt coming up and that attached to the bottom bracket. Seems to be a bit of shake in them. Even though I did them up with my rattle gun, gave them like 10 ugger-duggers, which is apparently more than enough. I couldn't have tightened them anymore by hand. But because between the, I'll show you over here, between the pole cap and the bottom bracket, there's a washer. And there's a little bit of movement. Not much. So I'm not sure if you can see there, but see there's just nothing's really moving. It's just a little bit of flex. The problem was when you push sideways like this on it, it would move. So to counteract that, what we did was made some brackets up just out of some old steel, cold galvanized spray. And then I went and brought these. Now that's 50 by 50 equal angle, 5mm, screwed through the side and then screwed into the stump to make just a cross brace, simple cross brace, and no shake, solid. So I put a couple on the back here because this is quite high at this end. So where, you know, the stumps here, the actual steel stump part, about 400 high, 420, 450 or something. So as you can see, we've got a bracket here, we've got a bracket here. This bracket holds the joists to the bearer, and then the bearer is held to the stump by that screwed plate around there, like on that one there. And then I put a double cross brace. She doesn't move now. Anyway, that's where we're at. Big fella's coming over if he ever wakes up. Apparently he slept in. So we'll get some bacon and eggs going, then I'll set this time lapse up. We'll lay all the inso and we'll lay the flooring. Should have it done by about lunchtime, I think. So should be all right. Everything else is going pretty well. One minor speed hurdle bump thing on the final part of the permit, which is the window around the corner there. We moved this window around the corner on that bedroom because obviously this window here is going to be a bathroom wall, and because it doesn't have 1 meter of clearance of clear opening sky to the boundary. Now if you have a look over there, it's about 1300 from the corner of the house to the fence, which is roughly the boundary line, but the eave is a 450 eave. So because we don't have 1 meter of clear daylight, I have to go and see the owner of next door and get him to sign off a piece of paper that says he's okay with the window, even though it affects him in no way. There's not even a window on his side of the house. I don't know why this is. It's one of those catch-all rules for some other building, maybe double stories or townhouses or something. But the surveyor came back and said, no, you've got to get that and you've got to get it signed. If we don't get it signed by the owner, we can go around him by giving it to the council and waiting minimum 6 weeks. That's Christmas. It's taken the office workers longer to draw and engineer and permit this thing. They haven't changed much from what I originally did. No wonder so many people just don't bother with councils anymore and go around them and build their own shit. Because it's just such a headache. It's too many rules. Every time they put a new rule in now, they should take an old one away. Anyway, I'm going to cook some breakfast and then we'll get into it. we've got the floor done. It's all laid, nice and neat. This section's missing. This is the hallway. It's got a join through the wall, and where I'm standing is the future bathroom. So I've got to cut all this out, and that'll be cement sheet, same as the 15mm stuff inside. So on a bad day, finally got it all done. She's pretty much dead level, and all we did on the sides here was we went and probably reflecting your eyes. But went and got a couple of bits of leftover sarking that I used on the roof inside, and just taped it along there just to keep that underfloor insulation dry. Not really, even though it says it's water resistant, I don't really want it wet. And that can stay there for a little while. I've just taped it down with some leftover foil tape that I had, and that can just be temporary, just to keep it all nice and neat. There's some of the bracing on the ends. She's solid as now. You can see some of the lines on there. I've just gone and caulked some of the joins, just some silicone. Just run some silicone down it, just so that if there is any water that sits on it, because it's so level, it's not going to soak through and get into the insulation again. So down this side, yeah. So a couple of big days. I got the big fella on Monday again, so we'll probably knock the old fresco off, get the old subfloor fresco done, which is all this hardwood under here. Get that all finished off and done, and be an awesome 2 weeks having him here. And then I can muck around and do all the bits and pieces and start on the floors inside, because all the drains are done, so I can do all the cement sheet floors and stuff like that. So it's been good fun. Looks pretty good, eh? Yeah, I'll sit you down nice and low. There you go, how's that? I wonder how that looks. Pretty flat. Anyway, I'm gonna have a beer. Laters.